repository, and also how to use the case management features in RB8 is to illustrate using a real life example that I had experienced several months ago. Now obviously the names and details have been changed to protect the guilty. Okay, so I'll take you through this particular example. Now let's say I'm a owner of a small co-reporting agency, and one of my clients came to me saying that he just landed on a case, Lee versus Junk Motor Company, and he's going to have approximately somewhere between 30 to 40 depositions. And he's asking me whether I can set up some kind of an online case repository, then to help him to go through this pre-discovery period. Then he will give me the case and entire case, and then he will use my firm to do all those depots and videos and possibly in the future for trials. Now first thing we're going to do is to go to Case Manager and set up a new case. So to do that, we're going to Calendar, Case Manager, and right-click New. In the case name box, I'll put in a brief caption, just last name versus maybe company name. So this is the caption that will be appearing on the invoices and all the reports and so on and so forth. And the case type, you can just pick one from the list, product liability, and if you have a court assigned cause number, you can go ahead and enter that. And then full case name, if you wanted to, you can also fill this in. And sales rep, if you have a particular account executive or your sales representative who will get credit or sales commission from this case, then you can specify that person here. Otherwise, it'll go under the regular normal sales rep that are tied to each attorney will get the credit. The rest of the information is just a reference. If you have any of this information, you can go ahead and fill this in. Now once you have the basic information entered, go ahead and click the Save button to get few more tabs. Once the case is saved, then system will give you the 4 more tabs called Parties, the case level repository. This is where we're going to upload all the documents and exhibits, and the 2 logs, the status log and notes log. So let's go back to the Parties tab and let's talk about what we enter here. Now in this example, I have 4 parties involved in this case. There are 3 attorneys and 1 paralegal. So let me go ahead and show you how to add these parties. So simply go New, and we'll click the binoculars button to look up our contact file. Let's say I made some names up so that it's easier for me to find. So let's say all these people have a defendant something at the end. So first attorney I'm going to add is the Mr. Attorney Defendant. So I'm going to select him. He represents the defendant, Junk Motor. Now these flags down here, first one is called Allow Case Level Repository Access in RB Web. And obviously that's a default, and it'll remain checked for this attorney because he needs to come log in to RB Web and start accessing online case repository. The second checkbox, it says once we start taking depots, when jobs are created, do we want to add him, this attorney, automatically to the job parties, that he will appear in depots? And obviously yes. Now the third checkbox is that do we want to show him in turn-in when we do the step 2, what's called pre-filled parties? Basically that checkbox is asking you, would this attorney be ordering transcripts and exhibits for a particular depot on witness? And answer is yes, so I'll be checking this box. And then in the billing info tab, This is where you can specify what rate tables or billing rate group that he will be billed against. If he has any client matter number, some law firms have their internal filing number or reference number that looks like something like this. So I can put it in there. And if once we start generating invoices for this client, or the invoice sent to the client, which means that you will be checking that box same as sold to, or it will be billed to State Farm, for example, State Farm Insurance, or third party. So let's go ahead and find that. Oh, this is the context. So let me look up as a firm. So if we show me all the State Farm contacts, so let me search for it. And let's say Mr. Kerry Lincoln is our adjuster. And then if that's the case, then you need to go ahead and fill in this information as to, if you have it, a claim number, name of insured, date of loss, and a direct billing notes. Okay. Otherwise, you can check this box, same as a sold to. With that, you can go ahead and save this party here. Let me go ahead and quickly add the rest of them. So let me do plus new, contact lookup, again, defendant, and this time I want to add the attorney for co-defendant. He also represents the defendant, Junk Motor. Again, he will be appearing at depot and be ordering transcripts. So I check all three boxes. He will be billed directly, and save and close. One more on the defense side. This time, it is the paralegal who needs to access the online repository and help attorneys. So I'll add that person, also representing the same defendant. However, these checkboxes will be a little bit different. Now, first checkbox will remain checked because this paralegal needs to access the online repository, but she will not be appearing at depots. So I uncheck that, and I'll uncheck or leave it blank that the third checkbox, because she will not be actually ordering any transcripts either. So someone like a paralegal or legal assistant or litigation support personnel, you are entering here for the sole purpose of giving them access to online repository, and the only checkbox will be checked will be the first one. The rest of it should be left blank. Okay? And save that. Now the last party is the plaintiff side. So let me go ahead and finish that. Let me look up the contact. This time I'm going to pull up the attorney, Mr. Plaintiff. Select that. He represents the plaintiff, Young Lee, and he will be appearing at depots and ordering copy of the transcript. So all three checkboxes will be checked, and we will be billing the client directly.